Just tagging everybody, guys, and my fingers are failing me. Typing in the wrong letters. So I apologize for that. Also, Eric, I promise one day you'll get in a break that starts like not at the the final hour of the day. Normally it's not like this. You join the group and like the same week we did the triple boxer, so triple caser. I mean, I know you're trying to watch it with your son, so I know your son's not away. I mean, maybe he is. I was gonna say some kids stay up late, but I'll say normally I try to start everything like normally it's like 1 or 2 breaks a night, and I start at 9 and I'm done by like 11:30. But I mean, I'm not complaining about the busyness. I do know I have to start moving up the break times if we're gonna stay this busy. But that's just me adjusting the schedule with hanging out with the wife. That's all. My son also doesn't like to go to bed as much anymore, so before he needed his 12 hours, but now it's a little bit different. So let's get rolling here. We obviously have 4 jumbos, 1 delight. So I think you guys, I mean, you can see it in an overhead camera, but you can kind of see them on at the main screen. We'll slide them over a little bit. Give my man Cal a nice rub on the boxes. The Charm City man, Project 2020, Ben Baller the card. So we'll start off like we always do with these half casers. Jumbos, delight last, just the way it goes. I'm going to lint roll. I'm going to mute the mic for 1 second. Since I had the case on the table to open it. This is from a fresh case. I will run the same exact break, same price as everything tomorrow. And you won't have the same teams. Obviously, you have the random teams again. But that way, if you want to get in the second half of the case because you're like, man, this case looks like it's good. Or maybe the first half of the case, God bless that it's not bad. But maybe it's not the best. And you're like, the second half has to be better. You have a chance to get in it. I will see you guys in a second here. Let me mute the mic to do the link. All right. Also, while I'm opening the first boxes or while I'm opening boxes, if anybody's any questions about the grading service I just posted, please let me know. I'll try to answer your questions to the best of my ability. Currently, I think it's a little bit easier to talk it out sometimes and go back and forth. I was going to say, go back and forth. What was I going to say? Go back and forth in messages and maybe you don't understand something. The spreadsheet, I think, is pretty self-explanatory if you've ever got cards graded from a grading group. It's relatively standard grading service protocol, minus the prices might be a little bit cheaper than other people. Because I know that was a concern of one guy's like, why are the prices so cheap? Like, where's the hidden fees as if I'm old school cell phone company? Really, my main goal with the grading service is really to provide you a space. Not a space. A group where the breaker does not everything, because obviously I don't want to do everything. Well, I do, but gives you a place where I break the cards and you can get them graded right away. You don't have to worry about getting them from me and then sending them off to TNT or whatever other grading service provider you have. You're just dealing with me. If I ever do hire employees, obviously you would still deal with me. I would still be responsible with everything, but I would actually probably still always handle grading cards. Like if somebody else does break, actually probably if I ever, well, I'm going to have to hire somebody at some point in time, hopefully in the future. Hopefully I get big where I have to have employees, right? But I don't ever plan on getting off the camera. I don't ever plan on not handling people's cards. The biggest reason I hire people is to help run the store as well as sort. Like, in general, like, I'm not going to be the guy that, oh, I built the group, like, now somebody else can break for me. Like, I'm not going to pull a Leighton where, like, Leighton doesn't break anymore. I don't even know if Leighton ever broke. But prime example is there's other groups that got really big that they don't break anymore. Hey, how you doing, live bros? But It's just one of those things where you don't have to... Man, these cards are so bowed in this. What's going on? These last two cases, even the other case I just opened, like these cards are so bowed. But, and bowing actually doesn't affect grading at all. They're just a pain in the ass to stack. Believe it or not, they don't actually... you can get bowing out of cards real easily, too. You just kind of put stuff on top of them. Just make sure they're flat, on a flat surface. But, what was I going to say? Trey Turner, J.J. Bleday, Mackenzie Gore, Green, Bell, Drury, Abreu, Cal Mitchell, Bello, Garcia, where other guys create these huge groups and they don't break anymore. Like, that's... What's the point then? Like, what's the point on growing? What's the point on having it where you can break more to then not do what you like to do? It doesn't make any sense to me. C.J. Abrams, Adley Rutschman, Anthony Rendon. It'd be like if you build a brand and you're like, I'm just not going to be the brand anymore. Molina, Brown, McClanahan, Prado, Duran, Bichette, Alcantar, Small, Oscar Gonzalez, Nick Lodolo, Xander Bogaerts, Herman Marquez, and J.J. Bleday. Have Velasquez, Paguero, India, Crawford, Blackman, Altuve, Arozarena, Pasquantino, Bubba Thompson, Freeman, Hoppy. I have Taylor Ward, Correa, Diaz, Fried, Judge, Martinez, Schwarber, Story, Albies, Webb, Marquez, Arenado, and Austin Riley. We're going to have Carlos Perez. One of the White Sox, and Brian Ward. The new Thomas Foost. Just can't miss. We have Trey Turner, Adley Rutschman, Garrett Cole, DeGrom, Stefanik, Michael Harris II, Arrays, Springer, Devers, C.J. Abrams, McMahon, Riley Green to the Tigers. 7 out of 99 on the green wave. Going to Chris Berardi. Oh, Chris and Peter in here. I only tagged Preeter. Only tagged Preeter. No, I only tagged Peter. I only tagged Peter. My bad, Chris. Let me tag you right now. I didn't realize you were both in here. Apologize. Oh, no. Not Christmas injury. What the? Fingers are letting me down. There we go. Scherzer. And Zach Gallant. We have Sosa, Machado, Anderson, Smith-Jigba, Realmuto, Diaz, Crawford, Chisholm Jr., Sale, Alec Thomas, Tristan Casas, Logan Webb, and Ezekiel Duran. Have Yoshida, Ruiz, Terang, Votto, Longoria, Juan Soto, Freeman, Luis Castillo, Eloy Jimenez, Teoscar Hernandez, Hunter Green, Pete Alonso, Anthony Rizzo. If anybody wants any soccer personals, we'll restack it out. Let me know because I will run them below whatever market value is. We have Chris Bryant, Alvarez, Lowe, Massey, John Gray. I tried to post. I posted today 185 for Merlin. That's $15 below the pre-order, which means Topps will probably come out with them 225 when they release next week. We have Pena, Rasmussen, Verlander, Wander Franco, and Carlos Perez. Christopher Morel. I'll pretty much break soccer just to get my money back, if I'm being 100% honest. We're going to have Caleb Killian, 91 out of 150 on the Blu-ray wave. I mean, maybe like 15 or 20 bucks for my time, but I'm trying to just get this. Like, I like opening soccer, and there's some monsters in there. I just want you guys to see like how good of a product some of the soccer stuff is. Get your hand on this on the soccer stock. We have Caleb Killian for the Cubs. That's going to Josh Webb. We have Prado on the refractor. Waldichuk, Happ, Reynolds, Bieber, Conforto, Ryan, Lindor, Kwan, Torkelson, Gorman, Technicolor, Michael Harris. We're going to have DL Hall and Bo Bichette. And like I said, they're bowed, so they don't stack very well. They're not bow, they're bowed. I'm talking about Bichette. We have Corbin Carroll, Royce Lewis, Acuna, Brett Batty, Austin Hayes, Avisail Garcia, Fujinami Meyer, Alex Call, Marte, Aaron Judge, Ozzie Albies, and McClanahan. I have Corey Seager, Bellinger, Chapman, Groshans, Volpe, Julio Rodriguez, Cabrera, Herrera, Witt, Josh Jung. Speaking of Bo Bichette, it's going to be an 88 out of 125 on the blue Sonar. That's going to go to Donald Smith Jr. and the Blue Jays. I have McCarthy, Oswalt Peraza, Toglia, Jones, VR, Rosario, Tucker, Mark Vientos, O'Hoppe, Buxton, Castellanos, Oscar Gonzalez, Jose Ramirez, John Lester to the Tigers, Josh Lester to the Tigers, not the left-handed pitcher. That was the Cub and the Red Sox. This is Josh Lester for the Tigers. I don't think there's any relation going to Chris Berardi. I'm going to have Hunter Brown on the refractor. That is the first jumbo. Let's get into the second one here. Oh man, Boomer did have really good teams. What's kind of crazy is I haven't seen a lot of Anthony Volpe color even on Facebook, and we haven't really pulled any either. We pulled a base autograph, but we've just not seen a lot of Anthony Volpe. Boomer, what are you in? You're in Vegas right now, right? Isn't that where I saw? I think I seen a picture on your Facebook. It popped up in my feed. No fishing. Back in card breaks. He's in Vegas. I was gonna say. Ain't out on the water. He got cell phone reception. Back in the breaks. We have Tatis, Waters, Manoah, Bregman, Aranda, Kyle Stowers, Cabrera, Swanson, Stanton, Olson, Pena, Clayton Kershaw, Cedric Mullins. I have Andrew Benintendi, Nelson, Woods Richardson, Walsh, Adames, Cade Cavalli. We have Garrett Mitchell, Walker, Assad, Hoskins, Gabriel Moreno, Story, and Molina. Stroman, Bohm, Bogarts, Harper, Mountcastle, Baez, O'Neill, Betts, Moreno, Vargas. And I have Freddie Freeman on the Technicolor, Marte, Garcia, Senga, Grove, Stevenson, Eaton, and Gosman. Yelich, Jimenez, Yastrzemski, Riley Green, Goldschmidt, Pete Alonso, and hopefully Smouse does not watch this break because 479 out of 499 on the Alec Burleson. Ooh, I wonder why. Oh, nope, that's just a fuzzy. Going to the Cardinals. And Brian Ward. Charlie Blackmon, Ezekiel Tavar, Albert Pujols, Perez, Semien, Encarnacion, Hernandez, DJ LeMahieu, Varsho, Scherzer, Trout, and Matt Chapman on the negative. Mike Trout, Brian Bello, Murphy, Morel, Cruz, Stevenson, Darvish, Robbie Ray, Suzuki, Wheeler, Tristan Casas, Shea Langeliers, Oswalt Peraza, Ryan McMahon, and Brandon Crawford. Have Otani, Burns, Grisham, Alvarez, Downs, Clayton Kershaw, Guerrero Jr., Outman, Meneses, Bo Naylor, Michael Harris, we have Austin Riley on the Prism Refractor, Cal Mitchell, Spencer Steer, Musgrove, Cron, Haniger, Royce Lewis, Cal Raleigh, Clemens, Liberatore, MJ Melendez, Josh Smith, and Paul Goldschmidt. Have Nate Eaton for the Royals. Going to go to Cam Bell in his first break in the group. Have India, Alonso, Ward, Miranda, Contreras, Hayes, Carrera, Rendon, McCutchen, Ramirez, Peterson, Henderson on the Technicolor, Alvarez, and Jose Abreu. Luis Ortiz, Laureano, Riley, Marte, Jake McCarthy. Oswalt Peraza, DL Hall, Anthony Rizzo, Zach Gallen. I have a Bryce Harper Gold Ultraviolet going to the Phillies. And that's going to be a 7 out of 50. Going to Nick McIntyre. And I'm sure he was not happy about the Rays in the Phillies spot. I probably was thinking, I got one of these damn double teams. Every break I say the double teams always seem to hit. They might not hit monsters, but they always seem to get something. We have Luis Castillo, C.J. Abrams, Paguero, J.J. Bleday, Mackenzie Gore, Hunter Green, Josh Bell, and Luis Robert. We have Abreu, Cal Mitchell, Bello, Garcia, Mullins, Cody Bellinger on the fuchsia. That's going to be a 202 out of 399 of the Cubs. Going to Josh Webb. Bellinger's been absolutely hot. I need to go get... I got a couple 9.5 CSG slabs. I got to go re-slab him up into a 10. We have Laureano, Drury, McClanahan, Brown, Prado, Duran, Trey Turner, Sandy Alcantara, Ethan Small, Oscar Colas, Lodolo, Drury, Miguel Cabrera, and a Vinny Pasquantino on the 20 out of 299 on the Purple Sparkle. And I was going to say, Austin, this is actually the Royals' best player. I always forget about good old Vinny. Austin, last time you had a 2-team spot, first break, you had an out of 25 Wallner. Enough said. We have Nelson Velasquez on the last card there. Into the next jumbo. Oh, completely just mutilated the top of the box. Pasquantino just was, he's been hurt a little bit this year, so that's definitely not been the best for him this year. I have him in fantasy. I got him for pretty cheap, and we were doing the drafts, so. It's like an auction style draft, so I got him a pretty decent salary cap hit. Hunter Brown, McClanahan, Prado, Duran. Trey Turner, Drew Rasmussen, Verlander, Wander Franco. Carlos Perez, Soto. Going to have Julio Rodriguez, Jordan Alvarez, Tyler O'Neill. Paguero, India, Crawford, Blackman, Molina. Lindor, Kwan, Torkelson, Gorman. Pena, Luis Castillo, Brian Bello, and Albert Pujols. Have Fried, Judge, Martinez, Schwarber, Nelson Velasquez. Have Fujinami, Meyer. Call, Marte, Ryan, Corbin Carroll in the Technicolor. O'Neill Cruz, Javier Baez, Cole, DeGrom, Stefanik, Michael Harris II, and Edwin Diaz. Have Cabrera, Herrera, Witt Jr., Josh Jung, Avisail Garcia, Miguel Cabrera with a Max Meyer, 22 out of 50. Going to the Marlins. Peter Berardi. Let's say, what's that, guys? Another two-team spot? On the 22 out of 50 for the Marlins. Former second overall pick in 2010. Not 2010. 2020. Not 20. He'd be like 50 years old. In 2020, he was the second overall pick. I think he was the second overall pick. Because Torque was first. He was second. I can't remember who was third. We have Tavar, Machado, but they left the third pick into, I think it was Witt, right? Witt was the third pick, or Witt was the second pick, and Meyer was the third pick. Anderson, Smith, Jigba, Realmuto. They put Witt in Bowman 2020. Or was Witt 2019's draft. So he was the second pick in 2019. Kierstad was in 2020. I think they put the first 3 or 4 picks in 2020 draft, and it was like the 5th pick that was in Bowman the next year in 2021 Bowman. We have Rutschman. 2021 Bowman was not a good box. We have Ohapi, Buxton, Castellanos, Oscar Gonzalez, Julio Rodriguez, Oswald Peraza going to Boomer on the 233 out of 399. Soto and Paul Goldschmidt. Ruiz, Terang, Votto, Longoria, Sosa, Oswaldo Cabrera, Swanson, Stanton, Olsen, Vientos, Ezekiel Tavar, and Cal Mitchell. Have Yu Darvish. Have Jordan Alvarez, Lowe, Massey, Gray, Yoshida, Mitchell, Walker, Assad, Rhys Hoskins, Stowers, Alec Thomas, Christopher Morel, Riley Green on the Prism and then the Refractor, Ian Happ, Brian Reynolds, Bieber, Conforto, Bryant, O'Neill, Betts, Moreno, Vargas, Cavalli, Alex Bregman. We're going to have for the Rays, Jonathan Aranda. It's going to go to Nick. Part of that Phillies Rays spot. You spelled it right, Austin. Tyler Stevenson, Ronald Acuna, Lewis, Batty, Hayes, Ken Waldachuk, Jimenez, Mike Yastrzemski, Riley Green, Goldschmidt, Baez, Shohei Ohtani, Bryce Harper, and Mike Yastrzemski. Bellinger, Chapman, Groshans, Volpe, Carroll, LeMahieu, Varsho, Scherzer, Trout, Yelich, Tucker, Jose Abreu, O'Neill Cruz, Nolan Jones, VR. Runaway pile here in a second. We have Rosario, Tucker, and Seager. Suzuki, Wheeler, Tristan Casas, Shea Langeliers, Gunnar Henderson, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. on the green. It's going to be a 7 out of 99. One of the Blue Jays. Donald Smith Jr. gets the Bichette and now the Vladdy. Sean Murphy Jimenez. Drew Waters, Manoah, Bregman, Aranda, and Toglia. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Outman, Meneses, Bo Naylor, Robbie Ray, Nolan Gorman, Caleb Killian, and Christopher Morel. Another Caleb Killian, another blue Ray Wave. This is a 98 out of 150. Going to the Cubs and Josh Webb. The second Killian, will put him back there with his other blue wave brethren. Twinsy over there. Actually going to take this box and just put it over here. It's just space to put these. I forgot to grab a bin and I just don't want to get up to get one. So excuse my slight laziness. What I will say about the grading is, like I said in the last break, when it comes to grading, is I won't have anybody pay up front, but if it becomes an issue, it'll start to be pay up front. So don't take advantage of it. Make sure when your cards come back that you pay your tab. I just don't want to see any argument if you don't pay your tab and I have to end up selling your cards, because that's also going to be a thing. We have Cody Bellinger, Chapman, Groshans, Anthony Volpe, Corbin Carroll, LeMahieu, Varsho, Scherzer, Trout, Yelich, Christopher Morel, Luis Liberato. For the Padres, it's like a mechanic. If you go drop your car off and you just leave it there and don't pay for the services or the parts, we have Nate Eaton. What do you think they do? Well, they put a lien on it, but it's hard to put. Well, it depends on the state. Let's say Ortiz, Laureano, Riley, Marte, Jake McCarthy, Diaz, Crawford, Chisholm Jr., Sale, and Alec Thomas. Suzuki, Ronald Acuna, Stanton, J.J. Bleday, Mackenzie Gore, Green, Bell, Robert, Soto, Freeman, Castillo, Jimenez, Teoscar Hernandez, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Gallen, and Bryce Harper. Hunter Brown, McClanahan. McClanahan is stuck to Nick Prado there. Jeez. We have Duran, Trey Turner, Jeremy Pena. This card's all jacked up. One of the Astros and Joe Ort. Let's see, Rasmussen. Rasmussen's messed up too. We have Verlander, Wander Franco Perez, Mike Trout, Semien, Dansby Swanson, Paguero, India, Crawford, Blackman, Molina, Ryan Lindor, Kwan, Torkelson, and Gorman. Josh Jung. We have Oswald Peraza going to the Yankees. And Boomer. Nice hit here. Bogarts, Max Fried, Aaron Judge, Martinez, Schwarber, Velasquez, Avisail Garcia, Fujinami, Max Meyer, Alex Call, Ketel Marte. We have Zach Wheeler. 23 out of 25 on the orange wave. Going to McIntyre. A little bit off center here, but nonetheless, nice Wheeler. Rutschman and Oswaldo Cabrera. Garrett Cole, DeGrom, Stefanik, Harris, Diaz, Rodriguez, Cabrera, Herrera, Bobby Witt, Jung, Xander Bogaerts, Anthony Rizzo, and Alec Bohm. Machado, Anderson, Smith-Jigba, Realmuto, Adley Rutschman. Mark Vientos, Hoppy, Buxton, Nick Castellanos, Gonzalez, Spencer Torkelson, Salvador Perez, Rhys Hoskins, Esteury Ruiz, Terang, Votto, Longoria, Sosa, Stowers, Cabrera. Swanson, Stanton, Olson, Austin Riley, Marcus Stroman, and we just talked about Anthony Volpe earlier. Finally see him 47 out of 250 going to Boomer. And the Yankees. Peraza and Volpe in the same box. But he said we'd see a big one. I think we just saw it. We have Alvarez, Lowe, Massey, Gray, Masataka, Yoshida, Cade Cavalli, Garrett Mitchell, Jordan Walker, Javier Assad, Rhys Hoskins, Aaron Judge, Max Scherzer, Kyle Stowers, Ian Happ, Reynolds, Bieber, Conforto, Bryant, O'Neill, Betts, Moreno, and Vargas. We're also going to have a Tristan Casas Radiating Rookies to the Red Sox and Matthew Keane in his first break. Oh, you missed it, so it's not yours anymore, Boomer. Sorry, I'm going to keep that Anthony Volpe. He needs to go in the front row, too. Go for Burleson here. Nice Casas on the Radiating Rookies. Casas on the 1988. We have DL Hall, Gosman, Royce Lewis, Acuna, Batty, Hayes, Ken Waldichuk, Andres Jimenez, Yastrzemski, Riley Green, Paul Goldschmidt, Javier Baez, J.J. Bleday on the Prism Refractor. Or on the Prism Refractor, on the negative, not Prism Refractor. You have Albert Pujols and Javier Assad. Hold on one second. Let me... put these all to the side. Into the light. Sorry, I was gonna say I was trying to count autographs because Killian had me all jacked up because there's 2 of them in his spot. So I was like, oh, we're an autograph short again. Why? Wander Franco for the Rays on the Youthquake. Going to the Rays and Nick. Have David VR, Rosario, Kyle Tucker, Jeremy Pena, Rasmussen, and Verlander. And Marcus Stroman on the 149 out of 399 on the fuchsia. Joe Ryan on this 84 out of 99 on the green. To the Twins. And Austin. I have Oswald Peraza, 17 out of 25 to the Yankees, and Boomer. Boomer's just cleaning up here now. Now he's just rubbing it in, boys. Joey Wiemer on the 495 out of 499, going to the Brewers. And Joshua Gross. And the last autograph is going to be a black and white mini diamonds. Michael Stefanik for the Angels, going to Blake Beneke. With no light boxes, they put these in the delights. Get it, delights. I'm just happy all the autographs. I can't even be mad at breaks anymore. I'm just happy all the autographs are there. Shit has me stressing. Now you're having a fucking heart attack. Oh no, we're only 2 autos. It gets down to like the last pack. I'm like, motherfucker. Oof. Anyway. Let's get here. And the non-autographs. Go over them real quick. I have the negative, Matt Chapman. Joe Ryan on the green. Marcus Stroman on the fuchsia. Wander Frank on the Youthquake. J.J. Belay on the negative. Zach Wheeler on the orange wave. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. on the green. Oswald Peraza on the fuchsia. Bo Bichette on the blue sonar. We're going to have Bellinger on the fuchsia. Riley Green on the green wave. Oswald Peraza on the Youthquake out of 25. Bryce Harper on the ultraviolet gold. And then Tristan Casas on the radiating rookies. Get into the autographs. Try to put these in some sort of order. It's probably close to how they would do. Mark Eaton for the Royals. Aranda for the Rays. Perez for the White Sox. Liberato for the Padres. Lester for the Tigers. Burleson on the refractor for the Cardinals. Killian ×2 for the Cubs on the Ray Wave, the 91 and the 98 on the blue Ray Wave. Pasquantino on the purple Sparkle. The 299 Stefanik on the black and white mini diamonds. We have Wiemer on the refractor out of 499. Meyer on the gold wave out of 50. Peraza on the base, and Anthony Volpe 47 out of 250 on the true purple. Going to Boomer. I would say definitely pretty well spread out break. I know Boomer definitely had that one box which was just kind of crazy for him that had the Peraza and the Volpe. But overall, I thought the wealth was spread out a decent amount. Had some big hits, had some little hits in the sense of like player names. But I appreciate y'all getting in the break. You guys have a good night and be safe. I will post this same exact break tomorrow for the second half of this case with another delight box. There is a mixer up. I think there's like 10 teams left in the mixer. 2 Tribute, 2 Finest, and 3 Topps Chrome Jumbos. So that's a pretty nice mixer. I still have a bit of Finest and Tribute, so we're going to see some mixers here down the line. I might even throw a delight or 2 in a mixer. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night and be safe. I'll catch y'all later.